everyone, and welcome to the finale of the Doomsayers. With that in mind, I am your humble MC for these preceding evenings, but I got a bunch of lovely folks here that are going to introduce themselves second to last time around. So with that, starting off with you, Kai, who are you and who the hell are you playing?
Oh, who am I playing? Hi, everyone. I'm Kai. I use he, they, and she pronouns. You can find me all over the internet committing little gay crimes as Estella Van Ladris. Speaking of gay crimes, I am back. It is my sincere pleasure to play Merrick, also known as Patroclus, who uses he, him pronouns, who's never done anything wrong in his entire life. I'll have it be known. And I'm going to bounce it on next to me to Calamity? Calamity's next, yes? Yes.
Oh yes, hi. Hi, I'm Calamity. My pronouns are she, they. And today I have the absolute joy of playing Mallory, who is not a very joyful person, but she brings me plenty of joy. Her pronouns are she, her. Oh, we should go to Val next. Let's do Val.
Hello everyone, my name is Valiant Durin. I use him, his pronouns. You can find me on the internet, Valiant Durin, or also Spirit Bear. Please enjoy that lovely treasure I just sent you on. Tonight, I have the distinct pleasure of playing the Breaker of Horses, Prince of Troy, Hector, who uses he, him pronouns. I'm passing it back over to the Trauma Man himself. Trauma Man, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello, I am that man who wears trauma on his chest. Chris! I've been your MC for these preceding evenings and will do so for one more time here. But with that in mind, before we start our lovely show, a couple things to keep in mind. In case you missed it, the content warnings for this episode you can find for yourself by typing in !DoomCW. And for this episode in particular, we got fantasy and gun violence, apocalypse, romance, references to sexual entanglements, monsters and monstrosities, severe weather, blood, real-world religions, familiar struggles, trauma, McCarthyism, mind and memory manipulations, depictions of kidnapping, crime, supernatural elements, mythological elements, murder, and suicidal ideation. If any of this does not float your boat, there's a plethora of wonderful content out there for you to enjoy, and if you want to follow me or any lovely cast members you see on and behind the screen, type in !Doomcast and you can find us on the wide webs and all that there. But with that in mind, I think we need to hurry up because there's a finale we gotta get to here. So with that, let's get to that intro and we'll be right back. We'll see you in a hot second, folks. With that, as this towering vestige that is Troy is currently going through the city blocks, you can see there's already various debris, cars flipped over, people are very confused of what's going on right now. But as we're doing that, you three are all on the side, sort of the debris from the helicopter crash just around you. How are we feeling in this moment? Let's get into the minds here. Starting off with you, Merrick. As you see what looks like to be the amalgamation of decades of strife and regret charging into the city, what's going through your mind?
Seeing Troy rampage through this city is almost satisfying. It feels complete for Merrick. He's been looking for lots of things that are tied all up in Troy for a very long time. And I think most importantly, he feels so close to Achilles after so long waiting and not knowing. Now he knows where he is. And he's right there.
Lovely, going over to you. How about you, Mallory? As you have Enid in your arms, but you see this creature begins to almost moving its leg over you. As you have a sort of this sense holding Enid, who is very scared in this moment.
One hand is very automatically trying to comfort Enid, while she just stares at this creature. And it's funny because she never really thought she cared about this city. But as she watches this creature, she can't help but think there's a laundromat that I go to, and I know the man that runs it. And she just feels this overwhelming sense of dread as she just kind of like helplessly stares and just hand automatically going to pat Enid. But right now, she is just in shock.
In this moment, as one of the nearby cars crashes into the foot of the creature, molting into it. How about you, Hector? What are you feeling in this moment?
Hector has a lot of unresolved feelings about Troy, about the Greek and Trojan War that spanned 10 years of his life and haunted him his entire unlife. And seeing Troy rampage like this, seeing Andromache trapped with all of these souls, he's filled with whatever emotion is the combination of grief and responsibility. This Troy may have fallen. The kingdom is no more. But in that large molten creature are his people. All of them. And as long as they exist, as long as they are in need of him, he will have to serve them. That is his duty and that is his responsibility. And that is what fills him in this moment, is this responsibility.
In this moment, you see the remaining members of the Seer Tribunal's sort of security detail are pulling up into nearby cars, trying to do at this point what little they can. You see that they're using all their expertise, all their equipment, and at the moment, pretty much shooting this thing as you just hear, "Open fire!" as they're just shooting. Troy turns around, opens the maw of their mouth that kind of like departs into sort of these gnarling, almost like tusk or like three-way openings as you just see fire come out. It begins to just burn everything in direction. Grabs one of the nearby cars and throws it in your direction, not necessarily at you, just in terms of throwing it out the way. But in that instance, I'm gonna need everybody here to face danger, if you'd be so kind, as you're in the middle of the street.
I'm not throwing it at you, but I want you to
Sure.
face danger.
Yeah.
He says cutely.
Sure.
at us.
Collateral. It's a splash attack. Don't worry about it.
What am I doing? What am I doing?
What are we rolling here? We're doing face danger. So you
Face
can choose
danger.
your moves. Choose your moves.
Yeah. I am evoking Poison Amidst Doom, Agile
Mhm.
Hoplite,
Mhm.
Prince of Troy. Dang, a lot of these are not very helpful for me. And bring glory to Troy.
Fantastic.
4.
So that's so you can roll that. Keep that for yourself. I want to move over here next to. Let's do it this way. What about you, Calamity? What are you going to be using here?
I'm going to be using Spectre of Movement. They're my world because she's literally holding Enid. And yeah, that's all I have, but definitely gonna use those.
Gotcha. You roll that for yourself there, and then what about you, Merrick?
I've got famously ill-fated, a body remade of ash and mud, friendly shadows, guardian of the devoted, and wrought in war.
Fantastic. All right, roll those bad boy for me. And with that, going back to you, my lovely Hector, what did you get?
I got a 13. 9 plus
Fantastic.
4.
Dope. Dodge out the way. What about you, Mally? What did you get?
I got a 10.
Got a 10. That's you're just got there, just on the precipice of
What?
it, so you're good.
No,
Just-
Kai, what is that face?
No. Okay, so the good news is well equipped for doing this kind of stuff because that +5 makes it a 10.
Lovely. Absolutely needed it.
Don't look at me like that.
You guys all dodge out the way as this almost like Humvee comes in your directions. You very much like move out the way, dodge, or in the sense just get right under it as it. You're in the middle of the street right now, and you guys need to figure a way out of here in this moment. You do notice that coming out of the building, very much at the almost like lobby entrance of it, is Odysseus, who's like covering his mouth from like the fire and smut, and is just kind of moving in a direction, not really knowing where to go.
Merrick, when the like Humvee rolls by, unconsciously that gold aura around him summons the shield, and he looks over to Odysseus and turns and runs, trying to like shield any other debris that might be flying in that direction to grab Odysseus. You're undoing this now.
We need to really find cover here. So how about we
Come
just
with
do
us
that?
now.
Hector sees Marek move, and I think it is that like blur of gold in his periphery vision that snaps him to reality. And he kind of like starts hitting his spear against the shield to attempt to find us some cover. Chris, I want to find us some cover. Maybe not a building, but maybe someplace a little shaded a ways away from Troy's rampage where we can get a vantage point.
Gotcha. I think in this instance, change the game might be the best one. As you should, is that really?
I don't think I've rolled to change the game at all this whole
Really?
campaign. I don't think so. Alrighty, what do I need to do, Chris? Let's see.
You're rolling just like how you usually roll, so your power.
Perfect.
So depending on
Cool.
what you get here.
Ooh, alright, so I'm going to evoke Poison Amidst Doom, Commander Sharpened Strategy, Venerated Protector, Prince of Troy, and Divine Sense. Alright, let's see how that goes. That's a +5. Thank God. That's a 12.
Oh, lucky. So how many tags did you have there?
5.
5. So you got 5 juice here you can spend to do at your will, which is to
Alright.
create tags, scale up effects, try to hide in a sense. But for this purposes here, you can have that on the side. If you want to do anything specific, let me know. But in this moment, trying to find a place to hide in this moment is what we're trying to do here, trying to move
Yes.
about. You notice that there's a nearby hospital that very much that people are running into at the moment. Essentially, the way it is built is more structured in a sense. So very much not really paying attention to it, moving out the way. Probably a good place to recover. Plus, if it's a hospital, it might have medicine and stuff inside, which would be great to heal up and do all that stuff.
Yeah, that'll be great. Hector kind of like looks to the others and is just like, this way. and starts, as he usually does, paving the path for us so that we can enter the hospital.
Going through, you see fire blazing, the sparks of embers beginning to fly in the distance, giving very much the reminiscence of, for at least two of us here, or technically all three now that we lived a very weird vision of the past. Remnants of how Troy was under siege. As you are running through, stuff is on the ground, flame about, as the creature begins to turn and go more into the city, leaving your sight for the moment, as you just begin to hear almost like the lonesome echoes of what is going on here. But with that in mind, you all successfully find your way into the nearby hospital. At this point, going in, you're very much having to push people to the side, or you're sort of very much getting your way through as people are trying to get recovered. There's people that have lost certain limbs. There's people that have various degree burns at the moment. And at this moment, Odysseus kind of takes charge, very much looks scanning the area and just finds like one of the nearby supply closets and just kind of gestures for all you to enter in as he just moves his way through the crowd without anybody really paying attention to you. In that moment, you all begin to enter, and closes the door behind you as you are just in a standard sort of supply room with various, medical supplies that they usually would get for patients and whatnot. And you see that they see is very much at this point takes off whatever they were holding over their face. Oh God, what happened?
Well, Troy is loose.
Oh, no shit. As you see, he's looking for like an inhaler or something inside of here.
They're still trapped in there. We need a way to separate them out.
Well, it's gonna be real difficult now that it's a 60-foot freaking thing of fire.
Come on, Odysseus. Weren't you the wisest, most cunning strategist of your time? Think of
Yes,
something.
but I didn't have to deal with this. Cyclops is big, yes, but that's a freaking skyscraper we're dealing with, so that's a little bit of a different conundrum. Oh, great Hector of Troy.
Odysseus. Please. And Merrick looks at him the same way that he pled with his eyes when Odysseus would ask Achilles to do things that Achilles didn't want to do. He was always present in all of these moments of great tension between the leaders of the Greeks. And he knows that Odysseus can be reasonable when he's not being attacked. And he tries very hard to dig deep into that calm place that he tried to maintain during the war, since this feels very familiar. We need you to think this through. How do we get you what you need?
Okay. First question. What happened to the box?
Athena used it.
Okay, is it broken? Is it damaged? What's going on? Anybody remember? And I think for your recollection there, you remember one of you did pierce it as you were attacking Athena, so it is slightly broken.
Yeah. Slightly damaged.
Okay, so what we're seeing before us is seepage, in a sense. All those spirits are kind of just seeping out and attaching to, I'm guessing, the corpse of Athena, if you did kill them, so...
Yes, I did.
Okay, so... I can't fix it while it's moving, so we have to trap it. I'm gonna have to create a ward, probably, but in order to do that, I'm gonna need a lot of energy, and... while I may be able to conjure some self, I'm going to need a source, and that means you. And he points to you, Hector. Your body isn't technically organic, it's not necessarily inorganic, but it is sort of a shell in which your energy kind of resides. So since you've lived quite a long time, maybe I can siphon off what you've used to sustain yourself to create a ward powerful enough to keep it in an area.
Take whatever you need.
Well, there's a bit of a problem. If I don't do the calculations right, you could, die.
Hector takes that very seriously. There's a heavy silence that falls in this supply room closet. Well, don't fuck up then. So I'm not dying today.
Easier said than done. With that, that's problem number one. Number two is that we will somehow have to get the attention of a 60-foot hulking mass of fire, which means you two, points to Mallory and Merrick, are gonna have to find a way to try towards. I want to say, are we good with it being near the the skyscraper here?
Probably not the hospital. That seems like a bad idea.
Not the hospital, but back to the Seer Tribunal Hall. If we can
Sure.
get it, maybe King Khan style or something, get it back into the building.
Merrick looks to Mallory and to Enid. How are you feeling about this?
Wherever we go, I have to. He's not coming with us.
No.
But I'll do what I gotta do.
Maybe a nurse? You think?
Yeah,
Here? Okay.
I'll look for someone.
Yeah, I'm very annoying when I want to be. I think I can get a 60-foot tall tangle of spirits to pay attention.
I can
You're
provide
muted,
backup.
Chris.
Great. I really hope we don't die. So, go chase it down. I'm gonna take Hector with me up. We'll deal with our own side of the things. Good luck, Godspeed.
And even though give me a second. Before Odysseus and Hector leave, Merrick grabs Hector's shoulder, looks him straight in the eye. Whatever happens, I will get her out.
Hector stares at you and he looks into your eyes. He looks past your eyes to maybe another set of eyes of a younger Patroclus who was injured by an arrow lying at his feet. He sees all the versions of you in this moment. Patroclus from the past, Marek, Patroclus now. And he takes his arm and meets your forearm and holds it in a tight, oath-making grip. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I will ensure that all that Odysseus needs of me to make that ward will be done.
It has been an honor, Prince of Troy.
It's been an honor, Patroclus. Lover of Achilles, Greek soldier, and a good man.
Merrick just clasps Hector on the shoulder and then turns to Mallory. The next mission ahead. Shall we?
Let's do it. First a nurse, then we head out.
All right,
Mallory.
Hector. You're with me, bad boy.
And then before Hector turns, he looks at Mallory one last time. Mallory, your heart is the strongest thing of yours. It won't fail you. I promise. All right, Odysseus. Walk me to my doom.
With pleasure. Maybe we'll kill you this time. Joking. Joking.
You wish.
With that, two of you go up. We'll focus on our lovely two, Merrick and Mallory here. At this moment, very much no issue really for you, Merrick, as you just grab one of the nearby nurses. They kind of go, sir, if you are... Okay, yes, sir. We're dealing with various patients right...
Yeah, this baby, you're gonna hold this baby here safely.
I'm
just
gonna hold
pointing.
Is he hurt?
No, I have to take care of some things. Please. Just... Please.
Fine. You see, hand over you a clipboard. Write the information down, and if something was to happen, please write down next of kin. Kind of leaves it for you, and take the child away. Say goodbye to your mommy now. You see Ina gonna go. Waving.
Hand is kind of hovering over the paper. She only fills in his name. And her name. That's all.
Fantastic. With that, dropping off the clipboard, you guys, how are you getting to where the lovely Troy is at this moment?
Oh, I have all kinds of terrible ideas. I think as we get out the front of the hospital, though, Merrick looks to Mallory. Do you have any ghost things that you can do to...
I can get us to where we need to go.
Let's do it.
Do you know where that would be, or?
He literally just listens.
You see that at this point, kind of cross one of the nearby bridges that go into sort of the intersection of like downtown, and seems to be rampaging there.
That.
I can get us there. Anywhere in particular you want to go?
I want to go right in front.
Let's do it.
Lovely,
She will grab Merrick and teleport them through the ghost plane.
With that, grab it. You two begin to teleport almost instantly through it, sort of feeling the shift of the cold winds that come from Tartarus before you get into the center of the city. You see that at the moment, Troy is taking their hand and sort of shoving it into one of the nearby buildings, cuffing half of it as the other half of that sort of skyscraper-esque building begins to... At this point, the military is here at this point. Almost like you see they kind of very much are dealing with this thing the best way they know how, shooting it with whatever they can find as you just hear bullets shooting off of this thing as a helicopter kind of goes by trying to find the light. You see one of them go, I don't think this is working.
No shit. The moment that we are within jumping distance, essentially, he doesn't stop to make sure that Mallory is behind him because he kind of doesn't want her to follow. He jumps forward towards Troy. Hey! And as he runs out, you see that gold miasma around him form the spear and shield, the spear of a Myrmidon, the shield of Achilles. And over the top of his head, just the slight shape of that crowned helm that, of course, the real one we know is in Patroclus's apartment that Merrick stole from Apollo. But this is somehow identical, as he stands armed as a myrmidon before the fallen Troy.
Who are you?
I am Patroclus of the Myrmidons.
A murderer, then.
Yes.
I need you to give me a convince roll, if you'd be so kind here.
Yep. Yes, sir. Rage Against Destiny. Famously ill-fated. Star-adorned bronze shield. Guardian of the devoted. Wrought in war. And sated by heroic deeds.
Roll for me, please.
That's a 15.
Well, you get your wish, as you see. We will deal with the great mistake. You see one of the nearby almost having to dodge out the way as the foot lands on the ground at this point. It is beginning to follow you at this instance. So that is what you're doing, Merrick. Mallory, what are you doing in this instance as you see that it begins to follow you?
I think that Mallory will go kind of into her more like spectral state and follow Merrick. She's right behind him. And sort of, I think in her mind, she knows that she can keep him as safe as possible. Like, she can't really contribute when it comes to the distraction part, but she knows that she can keep him as safe as possible as we get Troy to where he needs to go.
Fantastic. As this is happening, you see some of the individuals going, just fucking roll with it, and just begin to provide cover at this instant. You begin to go back running. You can't necessarily teleport away, as you need this bad boy to follow you. So at this moment, Merrick dodging out the way, you begin to make your way towards the bridge. At this instant, it's following you.
He is banging the shield and spear together as he jumps off of car roofs and through the streets, making as much noise and being as bright and obvious as possible. But he is fleet-footed because he ran with one of the greatest runners in all of Greece. And he runs through that city.
Lovely, lovely. Got two choices for you here, my lovely, lovely. Either you can do this at a steady pace, which is facing danger, or if you want to get this done a little bit faster, but risking a little bit more, you can take a risk. So I'll give you a choice, slow and steady, or fast and dangerous.
We want to do this right, so we're going to take the slow and steady path.
Gotcha. Face danger from me, be so kind. As you notice that as you're judging out the way, you see it begins to get its breath.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to do, again, Rage Against Destiny, Diplomatic Negotiator, Star-adorned bronze shield, Guardian of the Devoted, Wrought in war, and sated by heroic deeds.
Do a -3 for me, please.
Sure.
On this bad boy.
That is only a 9.
Gotcha. So,
Can Mallory
-1.
help?
Oh, what is Mallory gonna do?
So this is I think, like, she doesn't want to teleport him far, but I think she will kind of help keep him just out of the range of any like debris or anything that could be flying around, especially as she watches him get this I guess fire breath lava thing ready. She wants to make sure that doesn't hit him. So I think she's kind of keeping pace with him. She's not as athletic, but she can kind of like use her spectral movement to keep up. So I think occasionally, as maybe like debris comes or there's like blockers or things that are maybe a little harder, she will help him ease his way over them.
Let's just go to the toe with, if you'd be so kind. Let me know what you're at.
All right. Spectral movement. How did you get there? Yeah, that's really all I can use right now.
Gotcha. Don't minus here
Okay.
because you're not directly fighting Troy, so you're fine.
That is a 10.
Fantastic. So you get to choose two of these. Achieve your goal, inflict a status, or I'll block and dodge.
I get to pick one of them.
Two.
Oh,
So you
two.
got a 10.
Block and dodge and achieve goal.
Gotcha. With that, you begin to sort of moving cars out the way, moving debris. You see at this point, Merrick is right in the fire line as the laser be kind of close to the side and begins to go up. And at this moment, you're able to very much invisible woman put something in the way as you see one of the nearby ghosts take a brunt of it as you, Merrick, are able to slide out the way. And at this point, you guys are going at a slow and steady pace. We move over to our lovely lovelies over here. To Hector and Odysseus. As you're going on, you see that the creature is moving, going in your direction. At this point, you get to the top of where the sort of helipad is, and very much at this point, Odysseus gives you a chalk that he just managed to grab as you were going up. All right, you need to write this in a very specific way, so follow me and follow my movements.
Right. He won't protest.
Fantastic. Very much shows you how to do this properly. Going through. At this moment, you feel and hear something coming up the steps as you see that Joe, with the lovely head of security here, is coming up, very much assault rifle in hand, like really dragging themselves up. And kind of goes, "What the hell are you doing?"
Fixing this. Are you gonna get in my way or not?
You see, he puts the gun on the side. Give me one good reason why I shouldn't shoot you for killing everybody in the tribunal.
I didn't kill everybody in the tribunal. I killed one person at the tribunal, and that is Athena. Everyone else was murdered by your tribunal.
Give me a convince here. Very important role.
Yeah, it sure fucking is. All right. I am evoking Commander Sharpen's strategy. Prince of Troy. Behind every great man. An honorable virtue. The goddess Athena. And bring glory to Troy.
How are you using the goddess Athena here? Very.
I've been telling the truth that I killed her.
I guess.
I'm
guess.
leveraging the fact
It's
of our
funny!
history.
It's funny. Let it happen.
I should probably burn that deck, honestly. All right, that's +6. Let's see. All right. Good thing about that. 15.
15. With that, he kind of puts the gun down. What do you need from my side?
Hector looks at Odysseus. You're the strategist.
Give the bad boy the chalk. You get in the center right now.
Hector tosses it over to Joe and like takes up position. And as they're continuing to build this glyph around him, he says, "You said this body isn't organic, but it's my son's body.
Okay, and
How is it not organic?"
it's kind of weird. I'm guessing your kid must have lost his original body quite some time ago, and someone had built this thing for him. It's kind of made out of clay.
Got it. So when this ritual completes, will this body cease?
Depends how much juice I gotta run into this bad boy. The longer this fight goes on, the less energy it is. And if you start, for example, if we keep this thing long enough and you get depleted, then it's gonna start eating the body. So what's gonna happen, and you're probably gonna have to explain this to your friends, is that you need to separate the main entities that are inside of it. So primarily, I'm guessing your crazy wife, lover boy's ex.
He stares very
Your
hard.
crazy wife, your lover boy ex, and homegirl's father.
My wife is not crazy.
Yeah? Well, downtown begs to differ.
And Odysseus looks at, not Odysseus, Hector looks at Odysseus and is just like, put yourself into a basically clay jar with hundreds, thousands of other souls, and maybe I too would go stir crazy. I think you might too, Odysseus. I didn't think you were less than good for wear when you returned from Ithaca, I hear.
Well, that's the thing about madness, buddy boy. And he kind of goes over to the edge of this. It's about perspective, and puts his hand straight down onto it and begins to glow around you as you begin to feel what looks like to be tentacles grabbing into the cracks of your chest, opening it up so that it's providing a certain area for it to sort of grab out. And at this point, your energy begins to seep into the area. As the side of the building, various glyphs written in Greek, as my other two can see in the distance, begin to form on the building as it begins to beam up. With that, cutting back to both Mallory and Marek, you see at this point, you make it over the bridge, but at this point, Troy does not care to go around or the side. They go straight into it. As you see, it begins to just melt by their mere presence and just fall down. You're close to the place now. I'm gonna need another, again, face danger, or do this quickly, Marek, as you are getting close to the building as it...
Yeah. I think being in sight of where he knows this ritual is starting, he starts to move faster.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Take the risk, please.
Let's go. All right. Rage Against Destiny, Diplomatic Negotiator, Star Adorned Bronze Shield, Guardian of the Devoted, Wrought in War, Sated by Heroic Deeds.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. Roll for me, please. -3, of course.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hell yeah. It's a 13.
13. With that in mind, at this point, you are speeding through this as you jump off the cars, dodge out the way, also making sure you don't hurt anybody in the process. Or are you caring about anybody who's in the process, or are you just very much speeding through?
Oh, he's trying to drop the amount of collateral damage, partly just because, like, every time he heard stories of all the souls that are wrapped in this, in the fall of Troy, this is never what he wanted this war to be. He never wanted this war at all. So knowing how many people are collateral that are in there, he's like, no, we're avoiding any more harm as much as possible as he runs through here, and he does begin to yell, Achilles!
As he begins to just moving faster at this point. At this moment, you guys get to the sort of base of the building at this moment. The ritual seems to be getting ready at this time, and at this what you guys have to kind of do now is get up there. So it's going to be one more check for both my lovelies here, as you guys have to both make your way up separately, as it is going to be kind of a climbing thing for both of you. As you notice Troy's behind, getting ready, another beam right behind you. So face danger if you be so kind.
Haha.
Hector, you're seeing at this point very much slightly below eye level. As you see, it's like the building itself is slightly taller, but you don't necessarily see the entirety of the creature. But it is very, very close, as you can feel heat coming off of it as well.
I'd like to think Hector could hear the shield slamming from before and also hear Marek yelling out Achilles, and he's just there like muttering really quietly, "Don't overdo it, don't overdo it. Tell me you're alive, don't overdo it."
Lovely. Marek, what are we rolling here? What'd you get?
As he runs to the edge of the building, also he gets inside of it, and he, understanding that we're gonna have to do some weird building shit, begins to also transform further into that wolf, making the shield and spear vanish. But he needs to move faster. He needs to be more nimble, so he is going to actually move more into being that Vrikolakos legacy of Lycan. And I'm going to use famously ill-fated, a body remade by ash and mud, guardian of the devoted, wrought in war, and sated by heroic deeds.
Fantastic. -3 for that bad boy as well.
Mm-hmm. It's only a 9.
Gotcha. What about you, Mallory? What are you rolling?
Am I able to help, or can I not because I'm rolling separately?
You can roll, but you'll be opening yourself up. So it's a question of if you want to open yourself up, it's gonna happen. But if not, it's by yourself.
I'm okay with that. Then I'd like to help in that case.
Gotcha. Toe to toe then.
Can I also like retroactively say that probably as part of helping Merrick move forward was helping like keep people out of the way of collateral damage, so he didn't.
Yeah,
have
you're
to
very
worry
much like
about
pushing
that.
people out the way,
Yeah.
making sure they're in their right places. You see one of the nearby people trying to get to a building almost get squished, but you're able to use your ghost to push them into one of the nearby buildings.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna use spectral movement. What remains is a shadow as a kind of like a decoy. Leave the light on. And sorry, didn't see you there.
Gotcha.
That's plus, how many did I say? 4? Yeah. So that's 10. A lot of 10s today. My goodness.
Gotcha. So 2 things: inflict a status, dodge, or achieve your goal.
I will say, yeah, achieve goal and dodge.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So with that, you'll take a little bit just because you did open yourself here. So you do take a tier 1 status of scorched. As you see, the flame begins to go up. As you have to get close to Merrick, dodge out the way. The heat coming off of this thing is melting the street retroactively, so you get slight burns on your arm. But in this moment, I think you're able to go up with Merrick as you go into your form. Clink, going up onto the rocks themselves. And at this moment, this creature begins climbing up. At this point, all 3 of you make your way back up, and you see that this is fantastic. This is the time to shine, big boys. As I was telling your little friend here, you got 3 spirits in there. Yank them out. You should destabilize the entity, and then we shall be able to have a very good Saturday night at the end of this.
Detangle the threads. I can do that. And he is literally going to hear that and turn around to face Troy.
Lovely.
Hector is staying knelt. I think he's knelt down with his chest ripped open, watching as this like bundle of like gold energy is being slightly siphoned out of by these tentacles. And he's just like, "I'm ready."
You, Mallory? How are you preparing
Oh, she's
yourself?
she's just quietly waiting and watching. She knows very much that her job is to make sure these 2 get out of this okay. And that is what she is dedicated to doing. So she is keeping an eye out for anywhere where she can, support. She's not the warrior that Merrick and Hector are, but if she can help, she will.
With that, you see the first hand grasp onto the side of the building. Second hand. And at this moment, you see the amalgamation of Soul's face, its bright burning eyes, its neon red mouth that shows heat. And at this point, Odysseus goes, and at this, you see coming off the ritual, both hands begin to go into the ground, and what looks like to be the light vestige of shackles begin to keeping it down. Other hand, same thing. As you see the creature is now stuck on the side. You are motorized, then you shall pay. And you see, coming off of various areas, there seems to be an amalgamations of soldiers begin to zombie their way out of it. But in the center, very much tethered to this main big creature, is that body of Troy that you are all familiar with. As you see, they point, I want their heads. Take them. Soldiers nearby. And with that, we're going to a fight here. So toe to toe, real quick, as we start to begin this fight. You see they kind of jump off whatever they can find. Joe on the other side that is here just picks up his gun and begins to just shoot in various directions, helping you guys out as Odysseus has to focus on controlling this ritual. What are we doing?
Oh God.
Sitting and looking pretty.
Oh God. So these chords, just to clarify for me, do we have that central figure independent of the giant Titan kaiju, or is this just
You can see
the zombie soldiers?
So these soldiers are very similar. So if you think it back to the funeral, they're separate entities. But for what you can see, the Troy itself has split itself into a smaller model to be more proactive, because their main sort of larger figure can't really move as much.
That's what I thought. Merrick sees this figure that is more familiar and is the first place that he saw a light of hope that Achilles was there, that he actually knew where he was. And this more wolf-like Merrick also sees tethers, threads, and his wolf-like mouth begins to water as he can smell all the tangled fate here. And he is going to run forward and specifically try and slide past the smaller version of Troy towards the tether to rip it off.
Lovely, lovely. Go toe to toe if you'd be so kind.
Yeah.
As you notice that you're going in, at this point, you see that currently in rotation of who's controlling the body seems to be Hector's wife. As you see, I've been waiting a long time for this. You murderous bastard.
I made a promise. And he's going to use Rage Against Destiny, a body remade by Ash and Mud, Carrion Dog, Guardian of the Devoted, Rot in War, Hunger for the Scraps of Destiny, Sated by Heroic Deeds, and Rend the Threads.
In this instance, is they're a little bit more in their dangerous form. It is a -4 to this.
Jesus Christ.
This final boss, baby. They don't play around.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. At a +4, that's a 12.
Woo! All right. With that, 2 options. Achieve your goal. Get them good or block and dodge.
I want to achieve my goal, baby.
Alright.
And then I'm gonna block and dodge.
Fantastic. So with that, you begin to go up. You see they pull out their spear. Ping, ping, ping. As you're going through, you begin to see that as they're moving, the other 2 main entities almost like echo and shift in the direction. But as you're doing this, you're able to stop at a certain point in which they are all not together in this instance and begin to sort of pull out as you see and hear your wife screaming. "Ah! Ah!" pulling at this moment, and you're sort of dodging out the way. You see you're almost close, but you got to make sure somebody else has to back you up here, so to pull it out. So who wants to go up next here?
I can't do anything, right? Because I'm like knelt onto the ground. I'm tentacled.
You can move. You're very much, you just need you in such a you can move about, but the thing is you're gonna get weaker over time. So things are gonna get harder.
Gotcha,
for you.
gotcha. Awesome. Yeah, I think Hector hears Andromache's like painful wincing noises and just like calls out her name, and it's just like, Andromache, please stand down. We're trying to free you. And I will pull out my spear from my neck, and I will. Oh, hello. Sorry, my dog
Be
just
kissed by a
scared
dog.
me. My dog just
A
scared
dog comes into frame.
There's already one.
Yeah, I just felt something. I felt something wet touch my leg. And I got a heart attack. It's fine. I would like to spear down one of these zombie soldiers that are probably coming at me.
So I'll give you an
disorders.
instance here. So either you can do that, or if you're trying to convince your wife and help a little bit more, convince is the other thing you can do.
Can
So
I do
either
that? I would.
Main objective, or you kind of protect yourself and keep this ritual going a little bit longer.
Can I convince my wife as a wife guy?
Make a convince roll, please. Be so kind.
Yes, actually,
Okay.
actually,
Yeah.
I am going to burn behind every great man, so that I
Lovely,
can
lovely.
get the success there. I'm not gonna leave it up to the die roll.
With that, you reach out to your wife. You can see at this moment the red energy that comes off of it turns a slight blue. Hector. And with that, Merrick, you're able to sort of, as it rips apart, and you see her spirit goes into one of the circles. There seems to be 3 here. And with that, their blue spirit goes to one of these circles as they begin to float and hover. At this moment, you see Achilles turns in this form now. It's time to let the soldier do his work. And at this point, throws a spear in your direction, Hector, and you take a status 2 of pierced. As you feel this thing stab into your leg.
All right, I will take it. Actually, I have some juice, so I'm going to reduce that.
Fantastic. You see that as it's on the side, you're very much holding it. He goes, it doesn't seem fun, does it? They get shot in the back.
And Hector like looks up at Achilles and just says, "Our quarrel ended centuries ago, and you took your quarry. You won."
It didn't end for me. And you see, pulls the spear back. At this point, Mallory, what are you doing?
I am going to try to basically stun Achilles by using the divination where she goes to the final moments and kind of forces them to live for that for just a second again, because that's super fun. So what would that be?
Toe to toe, I think.
Toe-to-toe?
If you're being more proactive here, so toe to toe would be best.
Yeah. I'm going to use Scared Stiff. Take it to the grave, unfinished business. And how did you get there? Just
Okay,
trying
so
to
minus
just
4.
gotta get
So
past the
this is
soldiers, I think.
gonna be a straight roll then.
Whew, let's do it. That's an 8.
An 8, fantastic. So you get one of these. Either you achieve your goal, you can dodge, or you can give them status. So it's up to you.
I want to achieve my goal. I want to distract Achilles.
With that, fantastic. You begin to go over to Achilles. How are you distracting him per se again?
So what she does is basically forces basically spirits to live out their final moments. She also has to feel it, and puts them like mentally in that position again, so they can't move.
With that, you begin to go into their head, very much Vision Ultron style, just putting your fingers towards the front of their head. As you get on his shoulders, you begin to feed into these messages. You begin to see on his face, Merrick, the fear, the anxiety, the death that he's reliving all over again. No, no, I am not ending here by the daughter of Hades. And with that, as you are distracting him, he just takes his moment and very much WWE style takes you and just throws you in the back as you hit your back against what looks like to be a railing, feeling that pain, taking 2 harm there of bruised up as you get back slammed into the railing nearby. As that is happening there, Merrick, you have this instant here as you see that Achilles is on the ground.
Seeing that fear on Achilles, any thought of this being a fight leaves Merrick. And he runs to him. And he's going to do something really ill-advised. He's going to kiss this flaming Achilles.
That's fruity. Do it.
That's right.
As he runs in, no matter what happens, as he runs in, he says, I'm here, my love.
This is, I'm going to say it's a risk, but if you pull this off, you pull this off. So with that, you can roll take the risk, if you be so kind.
Yeah.
-4 to whatever
Yeah.
you're rolling here, so keep that in
Sure,
mind.
yeah. Listen, I'm going to fight with fruitiness.
Gotcha. Gay love! Gay love!
Gay
Yeah.
love. Love wins.
Love wins!
Here we go. Actually, I'm going to burn a tag because I need this to work. I'm going to burn Rot in War because he would give it all up for this to work.
With that, you get close. He prepares a stance to stab you, but in this instance, as you do, you jump onto him. On the ground, struggling for a split second here before his helmet comes off. You see sort of that lava-crusted stone face.
I'm here. I'm here. And it doesn't matter if that spear hit him. If it burns, it doesn't matter at all. Patroclus holds Achilles' face in his hand and kisses him like he has thought about thousands and thousands of times. It isn't soft. It isn't what he remembers, but it is so much the kiss that he has longed for thousands of years that it doesn't matter, especially because Achilles is here. And he holds his face, I think, smoke rising, and he wants to pull Achilles from this.
As you take 2 burn status here, you begin to pull him out. As the deepened kiss, you see he follows suit. His arm's not moving, but his ghostly features following. And as it does, it is a little bit more gentle this time. But as you pull out, you see his spirit immediately gets thrown in into the second circle there. And the body begins to shift. I did not sacrifice my life for this. And you see, grabs you by your neck and immediately tosses you in the direction of Hector as you both get hit, doosh, doosh, and begin to grab onto the side of the building as you're both falling. As he gets up, moving Mallory off to the side as he begins to stare in your direction. Before I get to you, Mallory, Hector, what are you doing as you are grabbing on one side of the edge of the sort of high-rise heads here, while you see Merrick is on the other side as well?
Don't let go. Don't let go.
Not gonna!
All right. On my count, I'm throwing you
hear
up
you.
there. You need to help her, okay?
Got it.
And I am going to attempt to, with my one arm, just swing Merrick like a pendulum and then launch him upwards.
I'm going to say you got to hit this with all you got. As you're doing it, Batman begins just tossing up Ra's al Ghul from the edge.
Yep, I'm absolutely doing that. I'm gonna burn a tag, Poison Mince Doom.
Gotcha.
Right. And as I burn that tag, I'd like to think that Hector gets that momentum and he launches you with a force, I think an adrenaline filled force, as he launches you overhead onto the main side of the building. I do not think it is gentle. You probably like whack your face against the stone.
Oh, I don't know. Wolves are pretty nimble.
Yeah, that's true.
With that grabbing him, you throw him up, giving him a superior advantage. But as you are putting a lot of weight on yourself, you see that the edge you're holding onto, which seems to be like maybe a flagpole, something begins to sort of begins to go down as you get further and further away from a good spot to get back on. At this moment, Merrick, you're free in the air, but with that, Mallory, you're up here. As you see your father begins to get up, you were always a disappointment. Always trying to run away from your responsibilities, giving birth to a mortal child and Ricky. Oh, poor Ricky. You think you can take on your old man?
You're no longer on the throne. I am.
Then take
Time
it
is
from
over.
me.
I shall. And she will there's nothing near her to use. But I do think that she will kind of spectral movement out of his way, behind him, and use the same move to this time make Hades relive his last moments, which again she also has to see and experience.
Gotcha. So here's my question. You do toe-to-toe, which is kind of maybe providing a moment for Merrick
Mm-hmm.
to do something here, or you can hit with all you got, which is a little bit more dangerous, but it'll kind of speed the process along.
Can I hit it with all I got and burn a tag?
Yes, that is your option. Burning tags.
It's the
Right,
finale,
so the
baby.
GM, it's the
One!
finale. We're
It's
burning
my first
tags.
one. And I think it's only fair at this point that Mallory burns. Sorry, I didn't see you there because I don't think she's a wallflower anymore.
So what are you showing your lovely father here in this instance?
She's basically making him relive his last thoughts before, I guess, getting sucked into the box.
Showing him that courtroom case. He's this is false. You are not my daughter. At this moment,
That's my
Merrick,
mother.
At this moment, Merrick, you're able to sort of summer jump off. You're kind of very much behind him at this moment. Is stunned by Mallory, who's very much holding with all their energy. You can see them nose bleeding at this point as they're holding their father in place. What are you doing?
Using my keen ability to see how things are tethered through fate, do I see anything to rip or rend to free Hades?
For sure. You notice that the sort of like it was a very thick line to begin with connected to this monster is now very thin and very much represents more of a singular entity rather than three jumbled up together. So it is very, you know where you need to insert yourself to bring him out.
Perfect. Then, like a surgeon, he is going to go and remove Hades from this entangled web of fate.
Dope. I think you're gonna need to give me all you got right now. This is a very
Yeah.
strong thing. This is really not really toe to toe. You're really going in for this here.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Rage Against Destiny. Voyager of the Underworld. Carrion Dog. Guardian the Devoted. Hunger for the scraps of destiny, sated by heroic deeds, rend the threads.
-4
Expert
to
advice.
that. Oh, and +1 to that, so it's like -3.
Dominant duelist.
Is it hanging on the edge?
All you need
Alright.
to do is have seen me fight. So
Yeah, it's true.
You've seen me fight, yeah,
Use your
multiple
back!
times.
Use your back!
At a +4, that is a 12.
With that, you begin to rip him out of it, almost like he's trying to hold on. But with that, you.
Oh, he bites it. He gets in there with the teeth and fully tries to rend it with those wolf jaws.
With that, you see his spirit ejects, immediately going into the third pylon, and then at this point, Odysseus gonna go, "Great, you did a really good job!" Smashes one of the nearby zombies. Now get to the center! All three of you, to your prospective fucked up loved ones!
Hector!
Working on it. How precarious is my flagpole?
If you do not get out of this now, you're gonna fall to your death.
Yep. I'm gonna try very hard to launch, to climb off of this flagpole. I know that it's very, very precarious, so I'm trying to be quick about it.
You're gonna face danger, if you be so kind.
Sure, I'll face danger. Why not?
The
It's
ultimate
fine.
question of, have I done pull-ups?
Have I done pull-ups? Do I have enough upper body strength? Oh no.
Why are you laughing? Don't laugh. I don't like when you laugh like that.
Oh no. Well, I forgot to call out my tag, so I will just take the dice as is. That is an 8. So I'm definitely gonna get hit by something.
With that, you falling, jump yourself up, but as you land, you see one of the nearby, a culmination of creatures begin to put you down into the ground as they scream, "You are no hero, son of Troy. You are a menace."
Hector kind of tries, he probably gets scratched up a ton, and he's just kind of like, "I failed you all, and I know that, and I will fix it. It's my responsibility, my final duty to you all as your prince."
Before Merrick kind of comes over and just slaps them out the way.
That shield appears again, and he just fully pushes them off. From one menace to another, we got something to do.
Aren't we a group of menaces? Your circle.
And he just grabs Hector, pulls him.
You pull me, and he uses that momentum to propel him forward towards where Andromache's spirit hovers.
With that, Odysseus is very much getting in the corner. You just see his bullets running out. Slam your hands on the ground, both hands! Do it! I need everybody here. One last shot. I need you to hit me with all you got here as you are putting all your energy into this. Starting off with you, Merrick.
All right, here we go. Rage Against Destiny. Famously ill-fated. A body remade by ash and mud. Star-adorned bronze shield, guardian of the devoted. Hunger for the scraps of destiny and sated by heroic deeds. What am I subtracting, Chris?
3.
3. Okay. So that ends up being a +4. Oh, hell yeah. That's an 11.
With that, your section begins to go up. Next up is going to be Mallory. Mallory, hit me with all you got if you'd be so kind.
Yeah, we're gonna use spectral movement, leave the light on, they're my world, unfinished business, and yeah, that's what I got. This
Gotcha. So +1 for you here.
one. Ooh, that is a 3.
Oh no!
Hot and
Why did
spicy
you
free.
say it's? Why did you say it so cheerfully?
With that, you
Yeah.
try to go down, but at this point, some of the creatures manage to grab onto you and begin to pull you away. Hector, you see this point.
Mallory!
Merrick, you're not
She's
able to do anything
dazed.
as you're full focused on to here. Your hands are almost like can't leave.
Hector, what I would like to do, and you can tell me if I'm allowed to do this, because it's
Mhm.
my energy powering this whole thing.
Yeah.
I want to expand the circle that Mallory is a part of using my energy so that she is still technically within the circle.
I will let you know, bad boy, this is a bit dangerous. Your energy is seeping out, and expanding it even more means that you would probably be at like 1% battery here.
Do it.
Hit me with all you got, buddy.
I'll burn an honorable virtue because this just needs to work.
You see seeping out almost like an arc, Iron Man's like arc blast coming
Oh
out.
no, you don't. And he you see this outpouring of broken glass just shattering onto the circle that he's in, and it's just pulling his energy as he expands the chalk line to catch you within it, Mallory. And he's like, not on my watch. Not on my goddamn watch.
Mallory gives you the opportunity to slam your hands onto it. And at this point, Hector, you, using your energy, put your hands up weakly, and then at this moment, the circle completes. The energy begins to... The creatures begin to... And from a distance, an orb of light forms. Silence goes for a moment as it begins to... Until... As you see the creature break into multiple pieces. Falling into whatever, and all of you see a blinding white light hit your eye. I think that's a good moment to take a break. So with that, everybody, we're going to take a break. So use that bound, you'll grab yourself a snack, and we'll be right back. We'll see you soon, folks.
Ah.
Welcome back, everyone. And as I said, blinding white light. It's all your eyes for a moment. Until the only thing you hear is not the sounds of fire or the sirens of the city, but rather the sounds of the wind hitting against wheat or trees or something of that nature. As you find yourselves all awoken and in a field, dressed in a similar fashion to that little trip you took to Troy. And before you lie three spirits. The first of which goes to you, Hector, as your wife begins to materialize alongside your son who's in the back, very timid and shy in the corner, hands behind his back, letting you two have your moment. She goes over to you. Hector? Is that really you?
Yes. It is.
Without wasting a breath, they come over and passionate kiss.
Hector like pulls her in and literally like twirls her about in his embrace as he like reciprocates the kiss. And they just stay there for a moment before he pulls away and like tucks her like thick wavy hair behind her ear.
I told you the gods could not keep us apart, no matter what those fuckers did.
I know, you've always believed. I've always dreamt of this moment. Now that I'm here, I'm speechless. And I think that's when he feels his son's breath behind him before he turns around and says, "Why do you stand so far away from us, boy? Come here." Andromeda, this is
My
our boy.
mom. Boy. Grown a bit. Stronger than your father, I can say for sure. Kind of trickles to himself.
No. Of course he is. He like as soon as Stianax approaches, he pulls him towards this tight embrace between the three of them. The gods have still done us one great disservice.
Someone has to go back to that body, Dad. And I kind of lived my life already.
It's your story, Stianax. You haven't lived your whole life. I've lived multiple lives, multiple unlives. I served my people. I defended Troy. I loved my wife. But you had that robbed from you, Stianax. Is there really... Is your business truly done? How can a father take that from his son? And he looks to Andromeda, who is also the co-parent of this situation of like...
Back and forth, she kind of goes, as much as I would love for all of us to be together, it's your decision at the end of the day, son. I don't really understand what's going on here.
They stole his life, my love. They drew him somehow. Put me in his own body. I didn't know.
Me and your father wanted what was best for you, and the gods took that away. But the same could be said for your father, who apparently has had to be in servitude for quite some time. Both of you have compelling arguments, so I think at the end of the day, I'm happy with whoever decides to stay and whoever leaves. Because at the end of the day, my loves, you will all come back here. And we will one day be united as a family. But today, someone does have to stay.
And Hector approaches Stianax. And he holds this young boy's hands in his and squeezes it. You are Princess Stianax. You are the son of Prince Hector, the son of Princess Andromache. You are the young light, the young stallion, racing before the herd behind you. A parent should not outlive their child. And for your body, your life, you've given me the chance to make this right, Stianax. Now it is time for me to make this right for you. You hear me, boy?
Yes, sir.
Good. And he squeezes his shoulder. He pulls Andromache with the other arm, and they hold each other one more time in this tight embrace. And as he presses his lips against Astyanax's forehead like he did when he said farewell, like he did when he was a baby in his arms, Hector says, I am not far from you. I will never be far from you. And if ever you need me again, I will break the gates of Elysium, and I will come find you.
Thanks, Dad,
Thank
for
you.
everything.
With a son like you, I am the most proud father. Now go. Live your life. Hold your head high. And know that you are the son of Hector. That you are far braver, far stronger than you believe.
And as that conversation ends, we go over to Mallory. Before you, you see the vestige of your father, but rather than the other spirits that seem to be more manifesting him here in this plane, it seems as if he is fading away, the reverse. But nevertheless still approaches you. Mallory, Mallory, Mallory. You were always a little trouble.
I learn from the best.
I heard I have a grandson.
You do.
Is he of good health? Good stock?
Yeah.
What of the father?
Yes, boy. It's just me.
I'm sorry, child. The last thing I would ever want for you to feel is death.
It is my fate. Is it not?
Indeed. But Mallory, I must tell you a hard truth. I am dying in this instant. Unlike the other souls, they have a place here and they have a life, but I died quite a long time ago, and when a god dies, they ultimately cease to exist. What you're seeing is an echo, my dear. Don't be sad. And kind of puts a finger on your chin. You gotta buck up, kiddo.
I am sorry. I didn't want. I didn't want you to get disappointed. I just knew I could.
No tears. You are a monarch. And plus, I lived my life, and my choices were my own. But you, my dear, are the proudest of my achievement. If your mother was here, they would be very, very proud. You have a future. And while I will not be there to see it, I think it will be a glorious one with you and your son.
It won't.
Good. Good. Now, there was one last thing I would love to do with you, my dear. If you would give me the old man a kindness.
What?
I want us to go to that hill and watch that sunset one last time.
Of course.
Puts his hand out. After you, madam.
Come on, old man.
As you two make your way up the hill. And last but not least, Achilles comes into frame as he... You know, you could have been easier on the whole neck thing.
Immediately, Patroclus's hands, those healing hands that has rubbed those shoulders thousands of times, runs down Achilles' neck. Hi.
Hi. You know, you didn't know I was in there, so you didn't have to beat the shit
Pulls
out
him
of me.
straight into a kiss.
I have.
Hi.
Missed that a lot. Hi. You look like shit.
Thanks. You're here.
I know.
And he runs his hands over Achilles' face, that beautiful face that he has dreamed of. He almost forgot. But nothing, not time, not the waters of the underworld, not the mud of war, could take that from him. And he just stares into Achilles' eyes, brushes the hair from his brow. Look at you.
Look
I'm
at
sorry.
you.
Oh,
Ah, what can you do? I got shot in the knee, which apparently
yeah,
a
I
lot of
heard.
people have made fun of me for, which I don't appreciate, but,
I don't either.
it's like, who wouldn't that kill? But,
It has been so long. And his hand begins to kind of move down Achilles' chest, stopping every few inches. Like his fingers are drinking in every touch. Like every inch of Achilles is an oasis for a dying man in a desert. And he just touches him and touches him.
has it really been that long? You see, like, you're looking at me like, I don't know, like I died or something, I guess.
Yeah, we did do that, didn't we? I got brought back. It's been really complicated, actually. And as he says that, that visage of Patroclus, the one that Achilles knew, shifts. And he shows Achilles the honest truth of who Patroclus truly is now, both the fallen son of Opus, Achilles' lover, and the man who fought at his side during the war, but also this wolf that has run through the world for almost 100 years. And he shows his long teeth, that mustache grows in that he would have never grown out in his first life. And that necklace, that single pearl that he wears that Achilles gave him, shifts into an earring. Time has passed, my love. But I never stopped looking for you.
I never stopped believing in you. Even in the storms, that was that thing I knew there was one badass among the crop that was going to come and save me.
No one can stop a Myrmidon. Right?
Yes and no. I cherish this moment, my love, but you can't be with me yet.
Yeah. I know. But you're here now. I waited on the shore. The king said I could wait until you came. You never came. And here we are. But I have things to make right. I want to stay here so badly.
Wipes the tear from your face, I know. And I want you as badly as you want me. But you gotta fix things. Eris is out there. And you left a whole wake of destruction behind that somebody's gotta clean up.
Yeah.
And while people are gonna use this opportunity just like they did in Troy, they will never suspect the wolf.
And you're always with me.
Always. Now until the world flips off into the sun.
I love you. I love you so much.
And I adore you. From your stupid mustache to your enduring spirit, I adore you. That even Homer himself will not be able to write the words to describe the love that I have for you. And just as you waited for me, I will wait for you on that. Because I know you will come.
I will come worthy. And he kisses him again.
Kisses you too. And at this instant, you see all three of your figures. It is time. Go back home. We wait for you. Andromache and you, Hector, walk off into the gates of Elysium. Or, as you do feel a hand on your shoulder, I am guessing.
Patroclus saw, and he knew. And he reaches out to Hector, his hand first, to the man that killed him. Have all the rest, brother.
He grasps onto your forearm and he pulls you a little closer to the man he killed, whose lover killed him. Now, standing before one another as brother. Thank you. I will say what I've told this one, and he looks over to his son. If you ever need me again, you know exactly where to find me.
I will call.
I
But
don't
for
expect
now-
you to call. I expect you to rend the threads of fate that bind me and drag my ass out of here.
And for now, you have a guardian wolf. He looks to his Steanax.
Thank you. And I'll watch over him. He will not know loneliness here. Only family.
Thank you.
And Hector pulls away and looks at Mallory with a smile. Enid is blessed to have a mother like you, and you are blessed to have a son like him.
He will
He said-
never go hungry. He will never lack a place to lay his head. As you have helped me care for Enid, I will care for his Xanax as best as I can.
My queen, I'm in your domain. I'm never that far from you. As I've told everyone else, if you call me, I will have no choice. My shade is yours. My spear is yours.
I hope I will never have to call upon you. You can enjoy your rest, my friend.
He smiles so softly, so sweetly, this visage of the true Hector, this bearded man with thick black curly hair that rests in a braid. As he smiles, he pulls his wife close. I hope so too. I know the world is cruel, and my brother runs amok. So the offer is there, and I will meet it. But my son, he needs to live his life. He needs to grow, to fight, to love, and to find his own path. Just and he like leans into both Mallory and Patroclus. Don't lay down on the trouble and the big parties, all right? Like
Reverie is what makes us live. Sorry, Prince.
all right, go, you menaces, Doomsayers. My spear is behind you.
Rest well, friend.
And he stands straight. He pulls his arm away from Andromache. And he rests his fist against his heart in a salute to the both of you.
Merrick does the same back.
And as you all fade away, Hector, you have finally found yourself. As you fade away, and the image of that white, blinding light forms again. As we cut to moments later, as the dawn of a new day approaches, where Merrick, Mallory, with Enid on the side, Odysseus and Joe, and Aestia, and the lovely Lo, no longer Hector, but rather the son of that great hero. As you find yourselves at the precipice of where the tribunal hall sat, and the giant hole that now presides in as the winter cold comes into frame.
Ow!
Come on.
Oh!
You see that Odysseus is smoking one of your cigarettes at the moment? American kind of goes, I needed this, so. Welcome back to the land of the living, jackasses.
Immediately, Merrick grabs a cigarette from Odysseus. They're his anyways. Takes one, reaches into his jacket pocket, slaps a flask against the Steanax's chest. Here.
Oh,
This will knock some of
thank
that
you.
off.
Thanks. And then he takes
Pay
like
your
a
respects first.
Right. That's
No one died.
Thank you.
he pours a little bit to the ground before he takes a swig, and he goes, sorry, I've never really drank alcohol before. And then he looks over to Odysseus, and he's just like, "Who are you calling a jackass?"
Holy shit, hey kid! What happened to your old man? He died?
He went to be with my mom.
Yeah, figures.
Hey, my father is the Prince of Troy, a proud warrior, and he deserves his rest.
Yeah, kid. Yeah. And kind of goes over. Well, congratulations to you all. You finally did it. You killed your big bad there. Oh, now comes the fun part. Well, as you can see, you laid waste to the entire freaking structure of this place. So,
You're
shit.
welcome.
Welcome is not too cake. You pretty much created the ultimate power vacuum, if you be so kind. So you got a decision ahead of you, which I am very keen to see what you make. Somebody's got to rule this city, or at least put fear into the gods who think they can run it. It's up to you. You can keep doing your thing here. Clearly, you love your job and the perks with it. Or you can simply fuck off and let everybody fight each other. It's up to you, really.
Gods, who's left?
Well, Zeus is on the run, so there is that conundrum.
Yeah,
Not
it's
him.
not going to be Zeus.
Not him.
Eris
Well.
might make a play.
Not her. And you see that a CNX looks over to Marek to make sure he's not offending Marek at all by saying that.
Merrick is focused. He's looking at the empty chairs. He's thinking about council meetings and politics and things that he has sat so close to his entire existence, all the way from when he was a boy, all the way through the war, and then being among Eris's people. Hell, even in Ironport, people held council, kept secrets. And he walks towards the chairs. I don't want to lead anything, but leaving a vacuum here seems like a really fucking stupid idea.
You notice Joe on his side. Well, it isn't exactly one person. It is a council.
Mallory?
Maybe.
She has been kind of bouncing Enid on her hip. And she looks up towards them. I have an underworld to get into shape, but I am more than happy to advise and help where I can. For the now, anyway.
If you'll have me, I'll be more than happy. You don't spend God knows how many years sailing around the world without getting some knowledge.
Yeah, we know.
Yes.
So-
We have plenty of books on that.
Tell you what. Even though I don't always like your methods, Odysseus, I would back you sitting on this council. If you listen to advice.
And if you're open to hearing truths.
If you promised not to be a shit.
We'll cross that bridge when we cross that bridge.
CNX looks at this room filled with titans. Titans of their time, titans of position and stature. And he looks at all these seats and does think that his father would have been worthy of this. There was no way in Tartarus that his father would ever take responsibility in that sense and leave him and his destiny to rot. His father's love put him here, and as a son, he should do right by his father. And he looks to the elders in front of him as he says, "Where will you need me? I'm young. I'm no ruler. I've not learned. But
And
I
you
want to
need a
help.
job.
And I
Go
need
get
a
a job.
job."
What if we have one seat from our part of the world? Not one of the Olympians, since they can't be fucking trusted, apparently. That's always been true.
Yeah.
And a seat for someone like Inku from that part of the world. And another, as it should be, instead of Zeus running everything still forever. We find new gods. and we advise them.
Yeah. I think my dad would really like that too.
I'll tell you what, if you're talking about new gods, you should see the fucking street. You blew up your little boyfriend, wife, and whoever and what, and spewed out a bunch of golden blood. That's got
yeah.
a bit of complications to it, so we're gonna have our hands full. But if you want new gods, you'll get them.
Why do I feel like New Prometheus was to get far more complicated than it already was?
Because it's already complicated, kid. Either way, I'm tired, so I think the first meeting of the new Seers Tribunal, or Doomsayers, should be officially ended, so we can all go to sleep.
You're here.
Right.
You're here. Puts his smoke out. Meeting adjourned. As the camera zooms out over the city rebuilding itself, a new day, a new dawn. And one of the nearby buildings, Eris, who sees a new age. And that is why we shall end the first season of the Doomsayers. Yay!
Let's go.
Let's go, dude. With
I'm
that,
so scared now.
thank you everyone for joining us on this incredible series that we have here. With that in mind, we're going to do plugs in reverse order one last time here. Starting off with the lovely Hector question mark no more. But you know him as Val. So Val, take it away.
Sure thing. Hi everyone, my name is Valiant Doran. I use him, his pronouns. You can find me all around the internet. Valiant Doran or also Spirit Bear. Please enjoy this lovely treasure hunt I just set you on. And tonight I have the distinct pleasure of playing Hector of Troy, Breaker of Horses, Prince of Troy, official wife guy, and also a CNX who also uses he, him pronouns, son of Hector, the Prince of Troy. Hopefully this isn't the last you see of Hector or of a CNX, so please stay tuned and beg Chris to let us come back and do more Doomsayers bullshit. But otherwise, in the meantime, if you want to check me out, go check out my socials for all my projects. There's a bunch that haven't been announced yet, but are exciting, and you should go and check them out. And on Saturdays, you can find me on Transpainer RPG, where I play Sayer, the misbeloved twin brother of the Chosen One. We're going to be past the midpoint of Arc 3, so obviously more drama and more chaos will be ensuing. And yeah, I also make games, so go check out my games at spiritbeargames.itch.io. And with that, I'm gonna pass it on over to my queen of the underworld, Mallory.
Hello, I'm Calamity. Today I've played Mallory. And you can find me all over the internet at Hey Calamity with 3 Y's at the end. In every place that we're now doing all the social stuff. Just I don't know, figure it out. I'm there probably, who knows. I'm doing all kinds of stuff that I can't really talk about, but if you want to see what I'm doing, definitely follow me over on Blue Sky. Again, Hey Calamity 3 Y's. You can also follow Telltale Hearts, which is a little production group I run that likes to promote marginalized groups in the space. We have a lot of really cool stuff planned for this year. We've already kind of gotten started, so keep an eye out over there, not just for our stuff, but as we share other people's things as well, because that is our main goal. But yeah, other than that, I'm bouncing around shows, so just keep an eye out for that. And yeah, take it away, Kai.
Oh gosh. Hi everyone, I'm Kai. It has been my sincere pleasure to play Merrick or Patroclus and be gay on main in this wonderful finale. You can find me as Estelle of Imladris all over the internet, where I do a lot of this. You can find me on Saturdays on the Chaos Protocol with Val, doing more big, wonderful gestures of queer love. And I've got a bunch more projects coming up, so follow my socials. Got a bunch of stuff that is unannounced yet, and some teasers that are out with maybe my voice in them through Tender Vision Studios with an upcoming project that I'm very excited about, so keep an eye out for that coming very soon. And hopefully causing more trouble on Weird Earth in the future. And with that, I'm going to bounce on over to Chris.
Hello, everyone. I've been your humble MC for the preceding evenings, Chris. You can find me on the internet, as you can see, on either VO or VO_Cologne, where you can find all that good stuff and what I'm working on. In terms of what we got on the channel, we have another finale this week over at the Stewart's War, and after that, the next day, I have a little sponsor stream where we'll do a little bit of a top back and show off a lovely token making system by one of our lovely sponsors. So keep an eye on that for our socials. And yeah, we got a bunch of cool stuff. We are not as much shows going on. We do have one more we're hoping to do in March, so keep an eye on that soon. But we've done some great stuff. And even though they're not on the screen here, another, I think, bow clapping for the lovely tech producer, Drax, Draconics, all over. You can find them as they have helped us so much. So clap to them and for helping us make this possible. With that in mind, everyone, thank you for joining us on this awesome journey, and we hope you have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. We can't wait to see you again at some point, but until then, have a lovely evening, everyone. Bye-bye.